What's up, YouTube? We are back once again with a 66% entertainment video. This one, we're going back to music. So, I'm going to be going over my top 5 albums that I've been listening to recently. So, not like top new albums or like my top 5 of all time, just top 5 that I've discovered or started listening to recently. The first one, starting out strong, probably my favorite of the 5. Already bought it. If You're Feeling Sinister, Belle and Sebastian. So they started out. I'm actually just gonna read their Spotify, kind of about this artist or part of it because it's kind of a long story, but pretty much Belle and Sebastian formed around the bookish and sometimes salacious songwriting of Stuart Murdoch. In 1994, Murdoch was hoping only to document some of the songs he had been writing while suffering a years-long bout of chronic fatigue syndrome. After a Scottish welfare program for unemployed musicians offered to fund the recording of an album on the strength of Murdoch's demos, he hastily assembled a makeshift band to track 1995's Tiger Milk in just 3 days. That I have not listened to yet, but I will definitely sometime. For the project, he assembled a 7-piece band featuring himself on guitar and vocals and choosing and recruiting members by instinct in a local all-night cafe in late 1995. He eventually found Sarah Martin, violin, Stevie Jackson, guitar, Chris Geddes, keyboards, Stuart David, bass, Richard Colburn, drums, and Isabel Campbell, cello. All 7 members were college students and all agreed that the idea behind the group was to stay on a small scale to keep it as a project and not let the band run their lives. They even assumed they would release 2 albums and break up. After their hits, they did not break up because they became a very famous band and did very well for themselves and are really great. They are probably my new favorite artists that I've been listening to recently. I've listened to this album, of course, If You're Feeling Sinister, and they also have probably one of their most popular or definitely is one of their most popular, The Boy with the Arab Strap, also a good album. The Boy with the Arab Strap is talking about a band or a lead of the band called the Arab Strap or Arab Strap, and which is a sex toy, I believe, and they did not know this when they were making the album. Or there's a funny story that his parents, Stuart Murdoch's parents, maybe a different member, but they had their like gold vinyl record on the wall, and the minister came to see, and they're just showing off a record that is The Boy with the Arab Strap, and Arab Strap is a sex toy, which they later found out. So there's that. If You're Feeling Sinister, the title track is probably my favorite off the album. I don't think it's the most popular off the album. At least on Spotify, it's Get Me Away From Here, I'm Dying, Like Dylan in the Movies, and Seeing Other People are the 3 with the most streams. If You're Feeling Sinister is next, but that's probably my personal favorite. It's kind of I would say like satirical about a few people, but one of the people being like a girl who, one line is she's into S&M and Bible studies, not everyone's cup of tea. I mean, yeah, true. But it's kind of talking about like she'll go to church and see the minister because she's feeling sinister, but then the church kind of will just make her feel ashamed for being an unbeliever, and instead she'll have preferred if she didn't go to the church because she still just feels sinister. Also off this, I would say I also like, well, I mean, I like them all, really. Get Me Away From Here, I'm Dying is good. The Fox in the Snow is another one that's not one of their most popular ones, but I really enjoy it. Kind of about purity and that sort of thing, but really good album. The next one, also bought it after listening to it. Wilco, Sky Blue Sky. I should have the book. Crap. This book Nick Offerman. You might know him from Parks and Rec or The Last of Us. But I read this book, kind of just talks about him and nature and the experience he's had with it, and Aldo Leopold, and just nature and the like prejudice and everything wrong we did to Native Americans, and he talks about that too. That's a big part of it. But he goes into the depth on that. But one of his friends, and is a big part of the story at one point, is Jeff Tweedy, who is the lead singer of Wilco, which at the time, just seeing it, kind of thought like, that's some old dudes, so I don't know if I'd like Wilco, which, I mean, I like old dudes singing, so I should have not been judgmental. But this, I believe, is not their most popular album. I think it's their second most popular. Haven't listened to much else yet, but definitely will get on it. I would say Impossible Germany is the, I think, most streamed on Spotify. I would say one of my favorites either way. I think that's their second most streamed off this album, but that one's probably one of my favorites. Or What Light. I really enjoy that one too. It's just a peaceful, melodic album that has some nice instrumentals and is really enjoyable. I would recommend it heavily. Next one. These ones I do not own, but hopefully will at some point. Next one I would say would be Before the Flood. It's Bob Dylan and the band, which, if you don't know, the band kind of started off as Bob Dylan's first electric band after being just like folk and non-electric. But they were his first electric band, and then I think it was a motorcycle accident or something during one of Bob Dylan's tours that he stopped touring for a little while, that the band became the band. They were the Hawks, and they became a very popular band besides themselves with Bob Dylan. Crap. I can't think of... music from Big Pink. I was thinking just Big Pink, but I couldn't think music from for some reason. That is a very great album. The Weight is their most popular song. They're a great band, the band. But Before the Flood is a live album with them again and Bob Dylan, and Bob Dylan's one of the most influential musical artists of all time. And the band is very great too. So them together and them live, it was a very nice album, or a very great album, and very good to listen to. They play like a few that aren't as popular that I really enjoyed listening to off the album, but they also play like a lot of the big names from both Bob Dylan and the band, such as The Weight. The next one, Maitreya Corso. I could definitely be saying Maitreya Corso. I could definitely be saying that wrong, but it is by Maya Hawke. If you've seen Stranger Things, or... Sorry, I can't think of too much that Maya Hawke's in right now, but I really enjoyed that album, and it was pretty great. I think my favorite song is Love of My Life, or Bring My Man. I think those are both the titles. Really good album and good 2 tracks. Well, all together, all really good. But it kind of is just like ego and living up to her parents, which her parents are both insanely cool, Uma Thurman and Ethan Hawke. Ethan Hawke, if you've ever heard him talk outside of... He's a great actor, but if you ever hear him talk, and so is Uma Thurman, but if you ever hear him talk outside of movies, he's so eloquent with his words and so good and great to hear that it's no wonder the Before series took off, because it's just him talking with... I can't remember her name, but they're both really good actors, and they make those movies so great, and the Before trilogy is so good. But Ethan Hawke is just so good to listen to. He did cheat on Uma Thurman, which, not cool, but that was years ago, and he's been together with the person he cheated on her with her since, so it's not like he's just going around willy-nilly. Like, he did love that person and still does, so it's like, that sucks. But Ethan Hawke is a very cool dude. Uma Thurman, also cool. Kill Bill, love it. But yeah, she talks about living up to her parents, and based on her music, I think she gets a poetic side from her parents, and there's some lines that like really move me and are so great to hear. The final album, I can't think of what's the fifth one. Oh yeah, it's one I just listened to fully for the first time today, and it was really great. Definitely need to listen to it some more. But Dragon New Warm Mountain, I Believe in You by Big Thief. Big Thief, definitely great. You definitely probably heard Velvet Ring and that kind of thing. This album was really good. I've been listening to Change, which is the most popular song off the album. I've listened to Change quite a bit lately, so then I was like, I gotta give the album a try. And it was good. I don't think it lived up to Change as much as everything else, but Change, great song if you haven't listened to it, and I highly recommend. Personally, I think I like Adrian Lenker, the lead singer, better than just Big Thief, but their songs are really incredible. Bright Future, I can't think of what her other album is called, my bad. Bright Future is her favorite album or I'm not sure, sorry, I don't know if she or I'm just gonna go there. Their favorite album is, or their most popular album, just titled Songs, probably could have got that. Anything, most people have probably heard, or other songs off it, but Bright Future, like, one of my favorite albums of all time, probably. Adrian Lenker's music is so good and needs to be listened to more by everyone. They're very popular, but still deserve more love. And Big Thief is great too. And I know they're touring right now. I wish they were touring in the U.S. because I think it's just Europe right now. But would love to see them. I think that's all 5. Got a lot to listen to that I would still like to sometime soon, and have a lot I've listened to that could maybe be more if you guys wanted more. But I hope you all enjoyed. Please check out our other channels linked below. There should be hopefully new videos for pretty much everything sometime soon, or hopefully soon. Please check them out and have a great rest of your day. Thank you.